Hey everyone, we are back for part 2, should you summon or not on Klm Naruto. So I looked at his jutsu previously and my friend sent me some replays, so I got an idea of what he does and how he is. Me personally, I think his effects are good, but the way they made his animation and how his effects come into play throws me off a little bit, similar towards Klm Minato. If you have Naruto Final Valley in your Final 4, then I don't think you need Klm Naruto. He does not have a continuous trap area move, which I think lacks in his kit, and his limit break, his multiple hits is delayed, so the final hit takes a while for it to land. In that time, he basically lacks stripping abilities. You would technically need to rely more on your other Final 4 supporters to cover that time. He does insta-cast his new limit break, but again, the activation and the timing of the final hits throws me off. But we'll go through it together and I'll show you guys a replay that my friend sent me as well. So let's get started. Now his EX ultimate is really broken, strikes the ground with the Rasengan from the air, causes massive damage, inflicts enemies with confusion, slowed movement, decreases their defense, and increases the attack power of all allies on the same floor, as well as certain resistances, and restores his CP by a massive amount. And the cool thing about this EX ultimate is at EX level 15, it ignores your ninjutsu cooldown time for you and your allies, but then also you receive damage nullification, which is similar to Ren's new EX ultimate, which then helps you tank and take less damage. Then for his red bar EX effects, the next EX reload time will then be halved, as well as he will then ignore traps similar towards Ito Hashirama's new EX, but he's a Final 4, so I don't think that's really going to play a huge role, and as a supporter he's not going to out randomly for you then to help ignore traps, etc. So that's not really convenient in this case. So for me, the best part about him is his ultimate, his effects, and the jutsu itself, and the animation is really good. It's probably the best feature, I think, Naruto. As you guys see, continuous trap area pulls you in, large radius, and okay. So for his new limit break, unleashes countless tailed beast bombs with Kuma's mouth open into the air, decreases the enemy's lunge, annihilation, release, and certain resistances, and negates stat increases. Notice they did not say increase accuracy here. Increases the movement speed, critical hit rate of all allies on the same floor. EX increases the EX resistances for certain ones, makes them invincible. It recovers allies HP, reduces the ninjutsu cooldown time similar towards Naruto Final Valley, detects traps, increases the amount of damage according to the amount of enemies that are in the final 4. Defense granted by the jutsu will no longer be affected by stat negation. That's nice. Decreases the enemy's paralysis resistance and seal resistance, so that's a big W. However, a notice that this limit break does not decrease CP, and it does not include increased accuracy on this limit break. Then for his limit break effects, plus 1, 2, 3 has the same amount of Jutsu CD, so plus 2 to plus 3 is not going to make that much of a difference in my opinion. So more damage to skill type, plus 3, 20 seconds immunity strip, and also increases EX release and certain resistances from large to huge. So this is my friend's replay, so watch how KLM will instacast his new limit break, but notice how the last hit takes a while for it to land. Here you can essentially see a Naruto Final Valley and KLM's jutsu overlapping each other, so they basically do the same thing. So even though it does instacast his new limit break, I want you to again notice the time lag between the first 2 hits and then the last hit, which is the explosion at the end. So if you think about it logically, if he insta-casts his new limit break and he does not run close to the enemy, that means the first 2 hits when the animation starts it's not gonna land, which means you are solely relying on his last explosion from the meteor or tail beast bomb to then make contact, which is then gonna create a lack of invincibility strip in my opinion. So the nice thing is when his animation starts, he deals about 1 to 2 hits, and then his explosion, the final few hits or the final hit. So that's nice, but then again, if you insta-cast, that means the first 2 hits are not gonna land. So for his new 4-star, unleashes 2 tailed beast bombs from his mouth, greatly decreases enemy CP, so the CP steal is on his 4-star. Also 1, just like Klm Minato, inflicts enemies with slowed movement, damage over time, decreases how long, 3 seconds invincibility strip, increases attack power of all allies on the same floor, detects traps, status immunity, recovers their CP, team invincibility again. And then it says increases the user's accuracy over year on his 4-star. So they separated his stat negation and his increased accuracy. That's why I said that the way they made and the way they put his effects into play, it's just a bit weird and it kind of throws me off. Now his 4-star animation I really like. It's fast, it's efficient, trapped in animation. The range and the radius looks fairly good. Um, as soon as the animation comes into play, you will immediately take damage. Not a lot, but you'll take damage. So that's nice. And then the rest will take care of itself. So I like his 4 stars animation. So like Kel and Minato, I'm gonna say this is 50% worth and 50% not. It's entirely up to you. He can be useful, he can be good, but there's certain holes in his kit that as I mentioned, that throws me off, especially the way they separated his stat negation from his limit break and then to his increased accuracy on his 4-star. The hole and the lag between his limit breaks first 2 hits and the last few hits throws me off as well. And essentially he does instacast his new limit break like Naruto Final Valley. In most cases I've heard and seen from my friends' replays, but if you have Naruto Final Valley, he's basically providing the same thing as Naruto Final Valley. So I think there would be better options in future to summon on and spend your resources on, though this is just my opinion. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.